But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. He's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it. It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you thought the WNBA All-Star Game was just going to be another fun exhibition match, think again, because Caitlin Clark just flipped the script in a way that's got the entire basketball world buzzing. The Indiana Fever superstar and 2025 WNBA All-Star captain didn't just draft her team, she made history by trading her assigned coach, Cheryl Reeve, in a move so bold, so unprecedented, that it sent shockwaves through the league. Fans are losing it, analysts are scrambling, and social media is an absolute firestorm. The WNBA has gone absolutely nuts, and today we're diving deep into every angle of why Caitlin Clark's decision to trade her all-star coach, Cheryl Reeve, is the talk of the basketball universe. So, grab a snack, settle in, and let's break it all down. First, let's set the stage for this seismic moment. The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game, set for July 19th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, is shaping up to be one of the most electrifying events of the season. Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's record-breaking guard, was named one of the two team captains after dominating the fan vote with an incredible 1,293,526 votes, the most ever recorded in WNBA All-Star history. Her counterpart, Minnesota Lynx star Napheesa Collier, who came in second in the voting and earned the right to captain the opposing team. These two superstars were tasked with drafting their rosters live on ESPN's WNBA Countdown on July 8th, and let me tell you, the draft alone was must-see TV. But what happened next? That's where things went from exciting to downright historic. For those who might not know, the WNBA All-Star Game has a unique setup this year. The coaches are assigned based on the league's standings as of July 3rd. Cheryl Reeve, head coach of the Minnesota Lynx, who boast the best record in the WNBA at 21-7, was slated to coach Team Clark. Meanwhile, Sandy Brondello, the mastermind behind the New York Liberty's 2024 WNBA championship run, was assigned to Team Collier. On paper, it seemed like a straightforward setup. Two elite coaches, two stacked rosters, and a whole lot of talent. But Caitlin Clark doesn't do straightforward. Oh no, she had something else in mind, and it's a moment that's going to be talked about for years. Let's walk through the draft itself, because it's where the seeds of this drama were planted. Clark and Collier were like chess grandmasters, strategically picking their players to build the ultimate all-star squads. Clark kicked things off by selecting her Indiana Fever teammate, Aaliyah Boston, with the first overall pick. A no-brainer given their chemistry and Boston's dominance in the paint, averaging 14.5 points and 8.9 rebounds this season. Collier countered by snagging her Lynx teammate Courtney Williams and Minnesota native Paige Buchers, who's been tearing it up in her rookie season with the Connecticut Sun. The draft was already a spectacle, with Clark shutting down Collier's playful attempt to trade for Boston with a now iconic "absolutely not" that had the ESPN studio laughing and fans on X going wild. Posts like, "Caitlin Clark said, 'Not my Aaliyah,' and 'I'm here for it,' were everywhere, setting the tone for what was to come." But the real bombshell dropped after the rosters were finalized, when ESPN host Malika Andrews asked the captains if they wanted to propose any trades. Most people expected a player swap or maybe some lighthearted banter. Instead, Caitlin Clark stepped up to the mic and delivered a moment that will go down in WNBA history. She said, and I'm quoting here, "I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Cheryl Reeve, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it." The studio went dead silent for a split second before erupting into absolute chaos. Malika Andrews, caught completely off guard, stammered, "We have breaking news here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star Game." Napheesa Collier was grinning ear to ear, clearly in on the plan, while the analysts scrambled to process what just happened. In one fell swoop, Cheryl Reeve was traded to Team Collier, and Sandy Brondello was headed to Team Clark. The WNBA had just witnessed its first ever coach trade, and Caitlin Clark was the mastermind behind it. So why did this move send the basketball world into a frenzy? Let's break it down, starting with the history between Caitlin Clark and Cheryl Reeve. If you've been following the WNBA, you know there's some baggage here. Cheryl Reeve, a four-time WNBA champion and the head coach of Team USA, was part of the selection committee that controversially left Clark off the 2024 Olympic roster. Clark, who shattered NCAA records at Iowa and carried that momentum into the WNBA with a historic rookie season, was seen by many as a lock for the Paris Games. Her exclusion sparked a firestorm of debate, with fans and analysts arguing that her star power and on-court production — she averaged 17.1 points, 8.2 assists, and 5.8 rebounds as a rookie — warranted a spot. Reeve, however, defended the decision, saying in a June 2024 press conference that the team prioritized experience and fit over popularity. Those comments didn't sit well with Clark's legion of fans, who flooded X with posts like, "Cheryl Reeve slept on Caitlin Clark, and now Caitlin's returning the favor, and Caitlin just traded Reeve like she's playing 2K. The narrative that Clark's trade was a form of revenge quickly took hold, and it's easy to see why. But hold up, before we lean too hard into the drama, let's hear from the other side. Nafisa Collier, who's as cool-headed as they come, revealed that the trade wasn't just Clark throwing shade. In an exclusive interview with Sportskeeda, Collier spilled the tea, saying, "I texted Caitlin before to ask if we could trade for Cheryl, so yes, it was pre-planned. That's right, this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment power move." Collier, who's been with the Lynx since 2019 and has thrived under Reeve's coaching, saw an opportunity to reunite with her coach and jumped at it. She even joked, "Watch out, I might be a GM one day." Collier's confidence was palpable as she explained the strategic advantage, saying, "That's just going to be worse for Team Clark, because now we've got more chemistry on our side. We got more synergy. We know what we expect from each other." Clark, never one to back down from a challenge, fired back with a smirk, reminding everyone that Sandy Brondello isn't just any coach. She's the one who led the New York Liberty to a championship over Reeve's Lynx in the 2024 WNBA Finals. The back and forth between these two captains was pure entertainment, and it's only added fuel to the all-star fire. Let's talk strategy, because this trade isn't just about headlines, it's about basketball. For Team Collier, getting Cheryl Reeve is a massive win. Reeve has coached the Lynx to 5 postseason appearances with Collier, including a thrilling run to the 2024 Finals. Her system, which emphasizes defensive intensity and smart ball movement, is tailor-made for players like Collier and Courtney Williams, who both made the All-Star roster. Collier, averaging 20.1 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 3.6 assists this season, thrives under Reeve's leadership, and Williams' pesky defense and playmaking, 14.7 points, 4.2 assists, fit perfectly into her schemes. Having a coach who knows their game inside and out gives Team Collier a level of cohesion that's rare in an all-star setting, where players often need time to gel. As one ex-user put it, "Nafisa and Cheryl are about to run the all-star game like it's a Lynx practice." On the other hand, Team Clark is no slouch, with Sandy Brondello at the helm. Brondello's reaction to the trade was pure joy. She couldn't wait to get to work with Clark's squad. In a July 8th press conference after the Liberty's win over the Atlanta Dream, Brondello said, "I got traded. Yes! My son hit me up. He's so excited. I've created history. This is awesome. I get to coach with Sabrina and Caitlin Clark in Indianapolis. What a great show." Her enthusiasm is infectious, and it's easy to see why. Team Clark's roster is a shooter's paradise, featuring Clark's long-range bombs. She's hitting 38% from 3 this season, Sabrina Ionescu's lethal pull-up game, and Washington Mystics rookie Sonia Citron, who told Yardbarker, "We're young, we got a bunch of shooters, a little bit of everything." Brondello, who's known for designing high-octane offenses, is the perfect coach to unleash this group's potential. Plus, with Aaliyah Boston anchoring the paint and providing second-chance opportunities, Team Clark could turn the All-Star game into a 3-point shootout. Now, let's get to the fan reaction, because this is where the WNBA's pulse is really beating. The trade has split the fan base into 2 camps, and social media is a battleground. On one side, you've got Clark's supporters, who see this as a straight-up power move. Posts on X like Caitlin Clark makes her own rules, and the WNBA is Caitlin Clark's league, and there's not a damn thing the old guard can do about it. Capture the vibe of fans who view Clark as a revolutionary force. Her massive popularity, she shattered the All-Star voting record, has made her the face of the league, and trading Reeve feels like a statement against the establishment. Some fans even dug up old quotes from Reeve questioning Clark's readiness for the Olympics, with one user posting, "Caitlin remembered the Cheryl Reeve talk, traded her ASAP." The sentiment is clear. Clark's not here to play nice, she's here to dominate. But not everyone sees it as a revenge plot. Some fans and analysts argue that the trade was purely strategic, pointing to Collier's comments about pre-planning the swap. Cheryl Reeve herself didn't feed into the drama, focusing instead on her disappointment that only 2 Lynx players, Collier and Williams, made the All-Star roster despite Minnesota's league-leading record. In a press conference after a win against the Chicago Sky on July 9th, Reeve said, "The voting results are really disappointing. Kayla McBride, averaging 15.1 points, 2.3 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, deserved to be there." Reeve's focus on her team's snubs suggests she's not sweating the trade, but the optics are undeniable. Clark trading away the coach who snubbed her for the Olympics? That's a storyline that writes itself. The media has been eating this up, and for good reason. Outlets like Yahoo Sports, Sports Illustrated, and the New York Post ran headlines like, "Caitlin Clark trades away Cheryl Reeve in shocking WNBA All-Star Game coach swap," and "Caitlin Clark gets revenge on coach who snubbed her." Marca leaned into the narrative, writing, "Her creative move to trade coaches has now added another chapter to her growing legend." The U.S. Sun went full drama mode, suggesting Clark's trade was sweet revenge for the Olympic snub. Even smaller outlets like the Irish Star got in on the action, noting Clark's return from injury just in time to make waves. Whether you buy into the revenge angle or see it as a savvy basketball move, one thing's clear: Caitlin Clark knows how to keep the spotlight on her. Speaking of Clark's impact, let's zoom out for a second and talk about her broader influence on the WNBA. Despite battling a quad strain and groin injury that sidelined her for much of the 2025 season, Clark has been a force when healthy, averaging 18.2 points, 5.0 rebounds, and 8.9 assists in just 9 games. Her return to the court for the Fever's game against the Golden State Valkyries on July 9th was a big moment, with Clark telling the Irish Star, "It's obviously hard sitting out and watching for a few weeks, so I'm definitely excited to get back out there." Her coach, Stephanie White, has had to manage Clark's competitive fire, noting, "Caitlin isn't a fan of minutes restrictions, but we're focused on her long-term health." That relentless drive, combined with her off-court charisma, is why Clark is a 2-time All-Star in just her 2nd season, and why her every move, on or off the court, makes headlines. The All-Star game itself is going to be a spectacle. Team Clark's roster is built for fireworks, with Clark, Ionescu, and Citron ready to light it up from deep, while Boston holds down the paint. Citron, who played with Clark at the FIBA U19 World Cup, told Yardbarker, "I'm excited to play with Caitlin again. We've got a lot of firepower." Meanwhile, Team Collier is no slouch, with Nafisa Collier, Paige Buchers, Angel Reese, and Courtney Williams forming a versatile and dangerous squad. Reeve's coaching could be the X factor, giving them the edge in crunch time. The July 19th showdown in Indianapolis in front of a raucous home crowd for Clark is shaping up to be one for the ages.